Bob Dylan, the Nobel laureate and poetic voice of a generation, etched his name into the annals of cultural history. With the times, they are a-Changin, a song that transcends its 1964 origins to remain a universal cry for justice. Released at the zenith of the 1960s civil rights and anti-war movements, the track is both a product of its time and a timeless manifesto. Its urgent call to gather round and heed the winds of change resonated then and continues to echo in modern struggles. This essay explores the song's historical roots, lyrical depth, musical simplicity, and enduring legacy, revealing why it remains a cornerstone of protest music. The 1960s were a decade of upheaval. In the United States, the civil rights movement challenged systemic racism, epitomized by Martin Luther King Jr.'s March on Washington, 1963, and the Selma Marches, 1965. Simultaneously, the Vietnam War escalated, sparking youth-led anti-war protests. A generational chasm widened as baby boomers rejected their parents' post-war conservatism, embracing countercultural values like pacifism, civil rights, and artistic experimentation. Dylan, then a 22-year-old folk troubadour, absorbed these tensions. The assassination of John F. Kennedy in November 1963, mere weeks before the song's release, deepened national anxiety, amplifying the sense that old systems were crumbling. Dylan channeled this collective unrest into the times. They are a-Changin, transforming it into a clarion call for societal reckoning. Dylan emerged from Greenwich Village's folk revival, a scene that revered Woody Guthrie's grassroots activism. Folk music, with its acoustic authenticity, became a vehicle for dissent. Early Dylan tracks like Blow in the Wind, 1963, established him as a protest singer, but the times they are a-Changin marked a sharper, more confrontational turn. Unlike Guthrie's proletarian anthems, Dylan's work fused traditional folk structures with modernist poetry. His lyrics drew from biblical parables, beat literature, and blues imagery, creating a hybrid style that appealed to both activists and intellectuals. This song, however, stripped away ambiguity, directly addressing power structures, a deliberate shift that reflected the urgency of the era. Dylan's lyrics are a masterclass in rhetorical force, blending stark warnings with poetic flourish. Each verse targets a different demographic, building a tapestry of societal roles compelled to confront change. Come gather around people, wherever you roam. The opening lines evoke a campfire sermon, urging unity. Dylan addresses senators, congressmen to heed the call, framing change as inevitable. The metaphor of rising waters, a nod to Noah's flood, suggests impending catastrophe if the status quo persists. Come mothers and fathers throughout the land. Here, Dylan critiques the generational divide. The line, "Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command," underscores youth rebellion, challenging parental authority to acknowledge shifting values. The line it is drawn, the curse it is cast. This verse adopts apocalyptic language, portraying societal change as a battle between the slow one now and the quick one later. Dylan warns that those clinging to power, the first one now, will be rendered obsolete. The times they are a-Changin. The refrain's simplicity belies its power. The archaic a-Changin evokes folk traditions, while the repetition transforms the phrase into a mantra of inevitability. Dylan's use of imperatives, admit, heed, lend a hand, creates a prophetic tone, positioning the singer as both observer and agitator. The absence of specific references to race or war universalizes the message, allowing it to adapt to myriad struggles. The song's minimalist arrangement, acoustic guitar, harmonica, and Dylan's nasal timbre, reflects folk's unplugged ethos. The melody, rooted in the traditional Irish ballad Come All Ye Tenderhearted, uses a descending chord progression, EAD, that mirrors the lyrical urgency. Dylan's phrasing, stretching syllables like Rome and hand, adds gravitas. The harmonica interludes, raw and unpolished, evoke a sense of immediacy. Unlike his later electric experiments, This stripped-down style ensures the lyrics remain front and center, transforming the song into a communal chant rather than a performance. Upon release, The Times was hailed as an anthem. Activists adopted it for civil rights marches and anti-war rallies, while critics praised its moral clarity. However, Dylan grew ambivalent about his protest singer label, later distancing himself from overtly political music. The song's legacy endured through covers by artists like Nina Simone, who infused it with civil rights fervor, and Bruce Springsteen, whose renditions channeled post 9/11 disillusionment. It has soundtrack documentaries, films, e.g., Watchmen, and even tech commercials, a testament to its malleability. Decades later, The Times remains relevant. Its message resonates in Black Lives Matter protests, climate strikes, and digital activism. Dylan's Nobel Prize, 2016, underscored his literary merit, reframing the song as poetry. Yet its power lies in its ambiguity. Unlike Blowin' in the Wind, which poses questions, The Times declares truths. It is both a warning and a comfort, a reminder that change, though tumultuous, is perpetual. The Times they are a-Changin endures because it speaks to humanity's eternal dance with progress. Dylan captured a moment but crafted a timeless ode to resistance. As long as societies evolve, the song's chorus will ring true, a testament to art's power to mirror and mold the world. In Dylan's words, the answer is blowing in the wind, but the urgency to act is forever changing. This essay weaves historical insight, lyrical analysis, and cultural reflection to honor Dylan's masterpiece. By anchoring its message in universal themes, The Times ensures its place not just in music history, but in the ongoing story of human struggle and hope.